At the beginning of the 6 weeks, I was faced with a question. I was asked, how can I demonstrate leadership in my environment? And without any other thought, an idea came to mind. I realized that only 61% of eligible voters voted in the 2008 presidential election, and then I wondered, why don't those 39% of Americans vote? After some independent research, I found that most people just think it's boring. They aren't interested in what they're voting for, and they think that their votes won't even matter in the scheme of things. Part of the problem is that they aren't educated enough on what they're voting for. They haven't learned enough about the election to realize that their votes do count, and what they're voting on affects them as citizens and as students. So then I decided to start a club during lunch. I figured that if I was going to go through with this idea, I needed a partner. I instantly knew who I could partner with. I needed someone to be reliable, hardworking, and who could provide lots of insight and good ideas. And Zach Pashny was the man for the job. I came to him with the idea and he loved it. He has given this project his full attention and provided many good ideas, such as spreading the flag out across the table during our lunch period, and he also helped develop our research plan. Before I started anything, I wanted to know what people thought. So I asked a couple people, a couple of my friends, and they really loved the idea. So then I decided to go with it. And after doing more research about the topic, I began to get more interested and more invested, which has made this project a lot easier. Then we decided that we needed to market this idea. So Zach started a Facebook page, which was very successful. We had 56 members on the first day of its creation. And I decided to hang up some flyers around the school. And so then finally the word was out about our group. And the night was finally here. We were preparing the whole night before, doing lots of things to get ready for it. And finally the day came, and we spread out an American flag across the table, and 12 people joined us on the first day, which I thought was a pretty big success. We discussed a lot of topics, such as the presidential election, the Republican nomination, the Michigan primary, some topics about Iran and Syria, and we also asked some open-ended discussion questions. The students seemed more interested and involved, and by the end they began to find their stance. And here are a few pictures from our group. And this was yesterday. My goal of this club was to inform students about what's going on in the world around them. I figured that if they know what's going on in the world around them, they'll be more inclined to vote. And if they find out where they stand on issues, they'll be more interested in voting also. Then I figured if they're voting, they're being active and involved citizens, which is the overall goal of this whole senior project. Now y'all may be wondering, what exactly is this club? It's a club during first lunch that everyone is welcome to. We discussed, like I said, what's going on in the world, the presidential election, and some open-ended discussion topics involving government. We help students find their stance on issues so they better know who they want to vote for and why they want to vote for them. Also, at the end of every session, I give them an article to read that relates to a lot of the topics we talk about. I encourage them to keep up on news and find out what's going on in their environment. I was only able to facilitate 2 meetings, but even within those 2 meetings, as you can see, there was some growth. On the first day we had 12 students, and on the second day we had 14. And my partners and I plan to continue this project until the end of the year, and we hope to see improvement in numbers in every single session. Then I interviewed Colton Odekirk, and I asked him what he thought about it, and he said that he really enjoyed it and he learned a lot about the Republican nomination. He learned a lot about politics that he had no idea about, and he thinks he's Democrat, but he doesn't really know yet. And he recommends that all students attend. Current Events with a Side of Fries, which is the name of the group, has been a big success in my eyes, and my goal of this was to encourage students to get excited about voting and find their stance on a lot of important issues. After only 2 meetings, every student seemed more excited and more involved in all the topics we talked about. I hope that this meeting will produce involved young Americans who will vote every time they get a chance, because we live in a country where we get to express our opinions and vote, and by not doing that is an abuse of our privilege. Current events with a side of fries is producing today's involved students and tomorrow's leaders of America.